So for today's topic, our topic is all about the science and technology in the 18th and 19th to 20th century. So you know, this is the topic that Ma'am Pinky gave to me. So, next. So in the 18th and 19th century, a significant discovery the invention were achieved at the beginning of 18th century. Charles Augustin de Coulomb made a noteworthy progress in the field of physical science and published a series of studies in electrodynamics which culminated into Coulomb's law. So nung 18th and 19th centuries, si Charles Augustin de Coulomb, siya yung naka-achieve and naka-discover ng invention which is about the electrodynamics in 18th 19th century. So no, so ito yung ginawang invention ni Charles Augustin. Mamaya ipapakita ko kung ano yung na-discover ni Charles Augustin. So right after the pag-discover ni Charles, proceed naman tayo kay Joseph Priestley. He discovered the oxygen gas by collecting colorless gas from heated mercury in 1774. So no, during 1774 kung iisipin natin, hindi pa tayo pinanganak pero sila yung mga tao na naka-discover na ng mga gas, ng oxygen, ganito, ganun, so ever. So si Charles August si si Joseph Priestley, siya yung nag-discover ng gas which is si Joseph Priestley, isa siyang scientist, French scientist na which naka-discover ng oxygen. So moving forward, ito yung example na discover ni Priestley, Joseph Priestley, na which is the oxygen gas through he called the depologisticated air. Ito na nga yung na-build nila or nagawa ni Joseph Priestley nung 1774 which is the oxygen gas. Ito na yung example na nakikita nyo sa screen. So by the next is Anton Lavoisier is known as the father of modern chemistry for establishing the law of conservation of mass, discovering the role of oxygen in combustion. So si Anton Lavoisier, siya yung father of modern chemistry, na which is nag-establish siya ng law of conservation of mass, discovering the role of oxygen. So si Anton Lavoisier, uh, isa siyang scientist na which expert in chemistry. So yun. By next is afternoon, after ni Lavoisier, by 1803, John Dalton had processed the atomic theory which primarily stated that all matter is composed of these invisible particles which called atoms. So yun na nga, si John Dalton, siya yung nag-propose ng atomic theory in the primary stage of all matter, na which tinatawag natin called atoms. So ano nga ba yung atoms? Yung atoms is this one. By the next. So atom, ito na yung example, So atom, ito yung model of atom na which na-discover ni John Dalton. So ito yung atom. So ano nga ba yung atom? An atom is the smallest unit of an element in a fundamental building block of all matter. So yan na. So nakikita nyo sa baba, sa loob na dyan, ito yung model of atom na which nakalagay dyan is nucleus, shells, and electrons. So yun na nga po, no? So yung atom is the smallest unit of an element, no? Smallest unit of an element, which do we call atom. Okay, so wait, proceed, no? So next, Hans Christian Ørsted, when he discovered the electric current produces magnetic fields. This discovery will later on Michael Faraday about crude electric motor. So si Hans Christian Ørsted, he discovered the electric current which produce a magnetic field. So right after nun, si Michael Faraday naman, si nakadiscover ng crude electric motor. So by the next, this one, next. So eto na, no, si Michael Michael Faraday, the one who constructed the first crude electric motor in 1821. So Faraday conducted experiments on electromagnetic induction in 1831 and published the two volumes of books and electricity. So no, based sa nakita description no, si Michael Faraday, Faraday, I mean, siya yung naka-discover or naka-construct ng crude electric motor. So, yun no. So, pasensya na po sa aking camera kasi nahuhulog. So, may proceed no by the next. So, next no, si Michael Faraday invented the first primitive electric motor in 1821, a device that could transform an electric energy into mechanical energy. So, eto na no, sa example na to, siya si Michael Faraday which naka-invent ng primitive electric motor na nagko-construct from electrical energy to mechanical energy. Based na nakikita niyo sa screen, ayan yung na-invent ni Michael Faraday noong 1821. So, ang tagal na no, from 1821 until now, ilang years na karaan. But still, it is usable until right now. So, next no, proceed tayo. Next is James Clerk Maxwell. So he had to formulate a theory of electromagnetic radiation which possessed that light, magnetism, and electricity is in manifestation of the same phenomenon. So yun na nga, si James Clerk Maxwell, siya nag-formulate ng theory of electromagnetic radiation which possess the light, magnetism, and electricity. So yun ano, what do you mean by electromagnetic radiation? So electromagnetic radiation, ito yung kumbaga nagpro-produce comes from the electric. So siya yung nagpro-produce ng kuryente na kumbaga para magkaroon ng ilaw or magkaroon ng isang power yung isang ilaw, which is do we call electricity. So as we all know na until naman now ginagamit natin 'di ba yung electricity na nagpo-produce ng light and etc. And also electricity are more uses. Marami tayong pinanggagamitan ng electricity. Like an example, hindi lang sa ilaw, electric fan, etc. Ganon. So most probably as of now, more on electricity na talaga. So no. So his work published in 1865, the dynamical theory of electromagnetic field in form of waves travel to space and speed of light. So imagine, so na-publish pala yung work ni James Clerk Maxwell in 1865. So dynamical theory of electromagnetic field, that form of waves travel to space and speed of light. So grabe no, yung work ni James Clerk Maxwell is nagpo-produce pala siya ng electromagnetic through waves or travel from space and speed of light. Grabe ang bilis. So, yun. Next tayo, proceed. So, pag-proceed natin, no? So, in 1874, George Johnston Stoney proposed a theory that electrons have fundamental quantities of electrical quantities are electric charge, electric current, electric voltage, or electric potential difference. So, based sa nakitang description, pasensya na kung nadoble siya or ano. Actually, sa cellphone lang ako nagpe-present. Pasensya na po. But, I'll do my best to present my presentation. Thank you. So, no, si George Johnston, siya pala yung nagpropose ng theory of electrons, that's fundamental quantities. So, no, which yung mga fundamental quantities of electricity are electric charge, electric current, and electric voltage. So ano ba yung electric current? So yung current dito natin na kuryente. Yung electric voltage naman na kumbaga ito yung voltahe ng isang kuryente or yung lakas na nakukuha natin sa isang kuryente. Kung ilang voltage ba siya, 5, 10 voltage, 12 voltage, or 24 voltage, no? So yun na yun. And also, yung kuryente, based sa sinabi ko, nagme-measure siya sa voltage and it has a different potential of electricity or different potential power ng isang electricity. Hindi lang siya nagme-maintain into 10 volts, 12 volts, 24 volts, and so on. So there are more different potential of electricity. So next, so again no, let's continue. So yun na, so in 1879, cathode rays was discovered by William Crookes when he utilized the vacuum tube that created by Heinrich Geissler, no? So several years later, Eugene Goldstein discovered the positive particles called protons. So yun na nga no, mamaya may papakita ko sa yung picture na which the vacuum tube created by Heinrich Geissler, and also after that, Eugene Goldstein discovered the positive particles called protons. So, mamaya, papakita ko sa inyo yung example I have presented in my PowerPoint. And also, the cold particles proton. No? So, eto, by the next, eto na po. So, in the next, so, ito na yung tinatawag ko sa inyo na vacuum tube na which ginawa ni William Crookes na which na-discover ni Heinrich Geissler no in 7 years later. So after that, we proceed to the next slide. I will show you the particles which we call protons. So yun no. So this one is the proton no, as I mentioned earlier no. So si Heinrich Geissler and Eugene Goldstein, which ito yung tinatawag natin proton. Ano nga ba yung proton? So proton is a subatomic particle found in nucleus of every atom. The proton has a positive electrical charge and equal opposite of the electron. So the number of proton is an element's nucleus is called atomic number. This number gives each element its unique identity. So kanina sinabi ko kanina no sa past slide na pinakita ko na ano nga ba yung atom, which is yung atom tinatawag natin na small parts or the smallest unit element. So here naman yung atom, ito yung atomic particle na nakikita sa nucleus of every atom, na which is yung atom is the smallest part from the so palabas nun sa structure ng atom, may naka-indicate dun kanina, nakikita niyo naman na proton and nucleus. So yun na, si proton isa lang siyang subatomic particle na nakikita sa nucleus atom. So next slide, proceed tayo. So, yun na, no? By the next, in the part of 19th century, X-rays, electrons, and radioactive elements were discovered. So, here, sa slide na to, so, kanina nakikita nyo, discuss ko during the 18th century, and now, we will proceed to the part of 19th century, na which, na-discover ni X-ray, electrons, and radioactive elements were discovered na. So, X-ray were accidentally discovered by William Roentgen while doing research on cathode rays in 1895. So, yun na nga po, no, sabi ko. So, as year bypass, so in year 19th century, na-discover na ni William Roentgen yung X-ray, electrons, and radioactive elements. So, eto na, ipapakita ko sa inyo example na which nagawa ni William. So, eto na yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na-discover ni William Roentgen, which is the X-ray. So, ito na yung illustration or the example of X-ray na discover ni William. So, clear naman po, no? So, next, proceed to the next slide. So, next slide, the electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson where he placed Crookes tube within the magnetic field in 1897. Wherein the cathode rays were negatively charged, leading to his conclusion to all atoms have a negative charge. So, yun na nga po, no? So, kanina pinakita ko sa inyo regarding sa atom and sa proton and nucleus. No? So, yung atom is the smallest part. And proceed tayo sa protons, which the subatomic element, si proton. And based sa sinabi ni J.J. Thomson na-discover niya na yung Crookes tubes within the magnetic field ay mayroong mga negative charge na kumbaga sabi natin every atom may negative charge para magkaroon siya ng nagkaroon siya ng spark or ng kuryente, ganun. So next slide. Next is Henry Becquerel. Henry Becquerel discovered radioactive, which was later on expanded by Marie Curie and Pierre Curie. Curie was discovered the radioactive elements in uranium, thorium, rhodium, and polonium in 19th century. So, yun na nga po, no. Nakikita nyo sa aking nagawa. So, wait, let me set an example first for your procedure. Wait. So, yun na nga po, no. So, back to my topic. So, si Curie naka-discover ng radioactive elements in uranium, thorium, rhodium, and polonium from 19th century until the earliest 20th century. So, yun na. Next pa tayo, proceed. So, next. So, dito naman papasok, which nag-upgrade na naman sila. Hindi lang na-discover nila yung na-discover ni William, yung X-ray, or by yung atomic, ano dun, yung proton, atoms, and yung vacuum tube na discover nila in year 19, ganun. So, in the 19th century, na-discover din ni Alexander Graham Bell na, yun na nga, yung telegraph and wireless communication, which spread on the later of the 19th century. So, Alexander Graham Bell filed the patent of telephone because of his success in developing means to exchange message in real time through electric current. So, yun na nga po, no. So, si Graham Bell, after in the year 19th century, siya nakadiscover ng telegraph and wireless communication na kung saan nakakapag-communicate tayo through the other to other maybe another place or other with her other friends or kumbaga ganun, nakakaano siya, nakaka-communicate siya through the telegraph and wireless communication. So later on, you will see the telegraph and wireless communication that made by Graham Bell. So you can see, no. So eto na sa screen, nakikita naman yung telegraph and wireless communication na which na discover ni Graham Bell. Eto na yun. Ito rin. So, ito yung telegraph and wires. Actually, hindi ko lang siya alam kung paano siya ginagamit. So, but ito yung example ng telegraph and wireless communication. So, after nun, hindi pa sila komportable sa nag-discover ni Graham Bell na which is the telegraph and wireless communication telephone. Proceed naman tayo sa next slide. So, there are also the three inventors which upgrade the telegraph system, including Elisha Gray, Philip Reis, Thomas Edison. So, sila yung tatlo na nag-improve and nag-upgrade ng work ni Graham Bell, which is the telegraph wireless communication. So, si Elisha Gray, si Philip Reis, si Thomas Edison, sila yung nagtulong-tulong sila nagtulong-tulong or sila yung inventor na nag-improve and nag-upgrade ng work ni Graham Bell. So, as you can see, there's an example. So, next. So, ito yung naging upgrade ng work ni Graham Bell, which is the telegraph wireless communication. In-improve ng tatlong inventor na ito na ngayon naging yung telegraph and wireless communication. So nakikita niya kanina parang marami pa siyang process no sa isang picture, but in this one parang madali na siyang gamitin. Actually hindi ko lang alam kung paano siya gamitin, but based sa sinabi kanina na which yung tatlong inventor, si Elisha Gray, at saka si Philip Reis, si Thomas Edison, sila yung nag-upgrade ng telegraph and wireless communication na sinimulan ni Graham Bell. So, no, yun na po. So, next, proceed. So, in the field of biology, Carlos Linnaeus, the father of taxonomy, which Linnaeus is known as works Platinum in 1753 and Systema Naturae. In 1758, this on every species of plant at the time and laid. Oh, what's happened? Okay, so laid down, she wrote and more than 4,000 species of plant and animals in binomial system. So yun na nga po, no. Si Carolus Linnaeus, siya yung father ng taxonomy. So, para sa inyo, ano nga ba yung taxonomy, no? So, taxonomy, it is a branch of science concerned with classification or especially of organism and systematics. So, yun na nga po sabi nun sa discover ni ni father of taxonomy si Carlos Linnaeus, which more than he wrote a book more than 4,000 species of plants and animals and binomial system. So, yun na po, no? So, let's proceed to the next slide. So, next, no? Sa next slide, in 1759, Scottish geologist James Hutton proposed that there are still gradual mechanisms on Earth that explain the variability of fossils. So, para sa inyo, ano nga ba yung fossils? So, ano nga ba yung fossils? So, fossils, it is a preserved the remains or evidence of living organism that past geological age, such as the bones, shells, or impression that have been preserved on earth crust. So, yun na nga po, no? Narinig nyo naman. So, si James Hutton, isa siyang Scottish geologist na nag-propose ng, explain ng variability of fossil. So, yun na po, no? By next, proceed to the next slide. So, next, which George Cuvier, pioneer in the field of paleontology. So, what do you mean by paleontology, no? Paleontology. So, paleontology, the study of fossils, proposed of theory, catastrophism in 1813. So, which hypothesized the extinction must have been common in the Earth history. So, yun na po, no? Si George Cuvier, isa siyang pioneer na which field of paleontology. Kumbaga, the study of fossils. Siya yung nag-study about fossil na kung sinasabi na yung fossil which hypothesized the extinction must have been common in the Earth history. So, yun na nga, si George Cuvier yung nag-study about fossils. So, next. So, Charles Lyell. So, balik naman tayo kay Charles Lyell. So, si Charles Lyell proposed the principle of uniformitarianism. So, comes from the word uniformitarianism. Uniformitarianism. So, ano nga ba yun? Based on Hutton's theory, which states the same geological processes are operating today as if in the past. So, ano nga ba yung uniformitarianism? Actually, no, pasensya na kung bakit ako ngayon lang ngayon lang ako present, and actually medyo nagugulan din ako. Magulo lang yung mind ko because nanakawan kami. Nanakawan kami kagabi until kanina. Nag-report kami sa police station. There's something nang nangyari. So, yun na po. So, next slide na tayo. So, the next slide now, which si Jean Baptiste de Lamarck. So, during the 19th century, theories explaining the variability of organisms on Earth were conflicting, lacking in clarity. In 1809, Jean Baptiste de Lamarck is a friend naturally, which proposed the theory of acquired characteristics through use and disuse. So, ano nga ba yung use and disuse? Ano nga ba yung theory acquired characteristics of through use and use? So, you mean use, ito yung mga ginagamit pa natin. And yung disuse, ito yung mga hindi na ginagamit natin. Na which is, si Jean Baptiste de Lamarck, isa siyang friend naturalist, na which he explained the variability of organism on Earth during 1809. So, yun na po, no? So, next slide tayo. So, in 1859, Charles Darwin published his work explaining the variability of living organism, means of natural selection, or the preservation of favored races through struggle for life. Darwin's study was based on his observation of living organism during his voyage from 1831 to 1836 in the South America coastlines. So, what do you mean by voyage? So, yung voyage no, ito yung paglalakbay niya or kumbaga pa paglalakbay niya or may ginagawa siyang research or study from 1831 to 1836, ganun no. So, si Charles Darwin, siya yung nag-explain ng variability of living organism na ito na kung saan pinamagatan the origin of species by means of natural selection in preservation of vibrators in struggle for life. So, yun na nga po. So, based sa sinabi nito, si Darwin yung nag-study ng observation of living organism during his voyage in 1831 to 1836 in the South America coastline. So, yun na po, no? So, next. So, after a years, Darwin published his work on the origin of species. So, Austrian monk Gregor Mendel, known as the father of genetics. Oh, so, yun na, no? Uh, si si Gregor Mendel, siya yung tinatawag na father of genetics. So, ano nga ba yung father of genetics, no? So, ano nga ba yung genetics? Anyone? So, yun, no? So, the next, after, no? So, Gregor Mendel wrote a paper on his experiments on breeding pea plants which he conducted from 1856 to 1863. So, yun na nga po, no? Si Gregor Mendel, father of genetics, na kung saan nagsulat siya ng papel regarding sa kanyang experiments through breeding of pea plants and experiments. So, yun na po, no? So, next. Science and technology innovation of the 20th century made life more convenient and comfortable. Modern physics advanced with the discovery of quantum theory in 19,000, whose originated was Max Planck and the theory of relativity, which established by Albert Einstein in 1905. So, yun na nga po, no? Ito sila is mga scientists na kung saan na-discover nila yung modern physics with the modern physics of quantum theory in 19,000, year 19,000. Na kung saan originate ni Max Planck yung theory of relativity and established naman ni Albert Einstein in 1805. So, next, no, proceed tayo. So, yun na nga po, no. So, ito yung photoelectric ni Albert Einstein, no. So, Einstein also explained the phenomenon called photoelectric effect, where electrons are released from materials when hit by the light. So, nakikita yung photoelectric effect, no. So, coming from the sun rays, nagpo-produce from sa metal, magbabounce to eliminated the electrons, which do we call the photoelectric effect. So, ito nagiging itsura nila. So, yun na po, sa tawag dun sa picture, nakikita nyo, which the photoelectric effect is the incident light, the metal, and the emitted electrons, or the photoelectric, which is discovered or explained ni Albert Einstein. So, proceed tayo to the next, no? So, next, no? In 1926, an equation on quantum mechanics was proposed by Erwin Schrödinger that enabled scientists to develop semiconductors and atomic power. So, ano nga ba yun, no? So, makikita niyo mamaya kung ano yung equation, quantum mechanics ni Erwin Schrödinger. So, next. So, eto na, no? So, in the same year, Robert Goddard launched the first successful rocket at the farm near Auburn, Massachusetts. So, ito yung first rocket na nagawa ni Robert Goddard, no? So, sa inyo nakikita sa picture, siya pala yung naka-discover ng unang rocket na nag-launch sa farm near Auburn, Massachusetts. So, yan na po, no? Nakikita sa picture yung rocket na nagawa ni Robert Goddard. So, next slide. Proceed tayo. So next, no, a few years James Chadwick discovered the neutron in the nucleus of an atom. There was also significant progress in genetic research. So nakikita sa picture, no, si James Chadwick. Yan nakikita nyo, no, dyan na sa picture na natawag nating proton, neutron, nucleus, and electron. So based sa sinabi kanina, no, so yung proton or yung proton is the subatomic element or particles, and yung atoms the smallest part. So diyan nakikita na may nakita kayong positive sign. So based sa sinabi kanina, so sa next sa past slide na may dapat may mga negative or positive charge na now na discovered ni James Chadwick, the neutron and nucleus of an atom, there was also significant progress in genetic research. So, yun na po, no? So, proceed tayo to the next slide. So, next, in 1934, Oswald Avery discovered that genes and chromosomes are carried by DNA cells. So, ano nga ba yung uh, chromosomes and ano ba si genes and chromosomes carried by DNA cells? So, ano nga ba yung DNA? So, may kita nyo kung ano yung na-discover ni Oswald Avery. So, next. So, in 1953, Francis Crick and James Watson proposed a double helix model of the deoxyribonucleic acid or DNA. So, okay. So, yung tinatawag pala, DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid or the DNA. Pasensya na, sa pronunciation, nabubulol ako. Which depicts the double-stranded appears on DNA opposite to each other. So, yun na nga po, si Oswald Avery naka-discovered ng genes and chromosomes carried ng DNA cells. So, eto naman si Francis Crick and James Watson naka-propose ng double helix model of DNA. So, eto makikita may sa picture. So, eto na, no, yung tatawag na DNA structure na kung saan pinopose ni Francis Crick and James Watson. So, yan na po, ano, nakita sa picture. So, next. So, in medical research, notable milestone were achieved in improving the diagnosis and treatment of disease. In 1928, Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin, a drug against bacterial infection caused by Staphylococcus and Streptococcus. So, yun na nga po, no. Staphylococcus and Streptococcus. Isa siyang like sakit na kumbaga basta isa sang sakit, nakalimutan ko lang yung ibig sabihin, basta isa sang sakit na kung saan si Alexander Fleming, siya yung naka-discover ng siya yung naka-conduct or naka-discover ng gamot na kumbaga naka-discover ng gamot na tinatawag nating penicillin. And until now, ginagamit pa rin natin to, iniinom pa rin natin to, which is yung gamot na penicillin. So, yung penicillin pala na gamot ay naka-discover si Alexander Fleming in year 1928. So, okay. So, nakasabi kasi dito, it is against drug against bacterial infection. Okay. So, next, proceed tayo. So, next, no, in 1945, Howard Florey and Ernst Chain developed the first antibiotic that could be mass-produced. So, okay. Si kanina naka-discover, si Alexander Fleming, naka-discover siya ng gamot, which is the penicillin, and Howard Florey and Ernst Chain developed the first antibiotic that could be mass-produced. So, next. So, by 1955, formation process that states the body has its own antibodies that could fight antigens. So, yun na nga po, no? So, based sa sinabi kanina, si Alexander Fleming, siya yung naka-discover ng gamot, which is the penicillin from antibacterial. And, naka-discover din si Ernst Chain and Howard Florey ng antibiotic, which dito naman si Niels Jern, siya yung naka-process ng I mean, no. Siya yung nakaano, I mean, siya yung naka-discover na yung katawan natin ay merong antibodies that could fight antigens. So, ano yung mga antigens? So, ito yung mga, kumbaga, na meron sa ating katawan na sakit, I mean, mga bacteria na kung saan alam naman natin na minsan may mga sakit tayo naramdaman or nagkakasakit tayo because of the bacteria. And yung antibodies which fight antigens, ito yung tinatawag nila na discover yung gamot na penicillin and the other else. So, yun na po, no? So, next. So, next, no? In year 1983, the human immunodeficiency virus, or do we call the HIV, was discovered by Luc Montagnier and Robert Gallo, which led to awareness of the cause of acquired immune deficiency syndrome, or do we call AIDS? Okay. So, and measures the needed to avoid contracting HIV. So, si Robert Gallo and Luke Montagnier, siya lang yung nakadiscover ng HIV. So, ano nga ba yung HIV? So, HIV isa siyang virus na kung saan nakukuha natin from as of now, it is normal na alam natin anong HIV, nakukuha natin sa sex, kumbaga ganun. I mean, no, hindi sa kumbaga, kundi sa sex talaga nakukuha usually sa mga taong may sakit. No, yun. And also si Robert Gallo nag-lead ng awareness of acquired immune deficiency and syndrome, which is we call the AIDS, that measure to avoid contracting HIV. So ano nga ba yun, no? Ito yung mga sakit na kung saan nakukuha natin sa isang tao. Like sabi natin HIV, I know for some boys na alam nila yung kung anong HIV na nakukuha through sex with another person to another person. Na actually as of now, based on my research, na HIV is wala pa siyang cure, wala pang medicine na nagagawa for HIV. So, boys and girls, be aware. So, next. So, next, no, sa research, by the next, no, so, the first cloning in animals through a sheep named Dolly was successful performed by the end of 20th century. So, okay. So, it was a huge success in the field of genetic research that Gregor Mendel pioneered in 1866. So, no, based kanina sa sinabi ni Luc Montagnier and Robert Gallo about sa AIDS and HIV. So, in the year of 1866, nakukuha pala yung yung HIV, nakuha natin yung HIV or yung AIDS, no, HIV, which is in animals through sheep na tinatawag nating Dolly. And dito nila nakuha yung result na kung saan it was a huge success in the field of genetic research that Gregor Mendel pioneered in 1866. So, yun po, no? So, next. Okay, thank you. So, thank you everyone. Thank you, ma'am. That's all for my discussion. And thank you po.